ask you this question, right? Do you think is on a 9 to 5 you will ever is there such a thing as ever getting your worth or on 9 to 5? Because I think I agree
That's
with
a good
you that
question.
you're never gonna get your worth.
That's a good question. My answer is you will never, ever, ever get your worth.
Right. But are you truly, so now the next question is, are you truly worth what you think you're worth, even if you're on a 9 to 5? Because if you're ending up in that position, could that be, hey, because people say, hey, they don't pay me what I want, and then I go, rightfully so, because they got to make profit too. They pay you, they pay all this pension plan and all this stuff. They got to make profit too. Are you are you being delusional, thinking you're worth more if you're on a 9 to 5 and you're saying you're not being paid worth?
Right. So what I'm saying is to be more clear, instead of you're not being paid what your worth is, the amount of effort, the time, and the money that you're bringing in is never going to be matched up with your paycheck, no matter what. Because as you said, just the way the system is structured, it's a business. We run businesses, and you have to keep a margin. You have to keep a profit. Some companies will be more aggressive than others. Some might give you only 10%. Some might give you 5%. Some might give you 20%. But at the end of the day, there's no way that the amount of effort, time, and the amount of value you bring to the company is what you're going to get back in your pocket. Unlike entrepreneurship. In entrepreneurship, the money, the effort, say you put effort initially, say the system you have, you're going to leverage that. You're going to get money back in return in equal amounts to what you have done directly, right? But if you go to work, no matter how hard you work, you go crazy all you want, you're not going to get paid in correlation or, apples to apple in terms of how much effort you put in. It's not going to work that way, no matter what.
Right. Are you ready, Harry?
Yeah, I'm ready, man.
We held it down for you, man. Come on.
That was for the intermission, man. But you said, why do I give 5 points of why you should choose entrepreneurship?
Five or three. If you have only three, that's fine. Yeah.
All right. The one thing that comes to my mind is you're in control, right? You're in control of what your life is going to be like. Whether you want a good life or a poor life, it's up to you based on your activities. You don't have a boss that's going to dictate your life. My mindset is this, right? My mindset is, if I want to have 10 kids, 10 kids is expensive, right?
Is it?
It's expensive, right? 10 kids is expensive, right?
I mean, it depends. Some people look for kids when it's tax season.
Yeah. But here's the deal.
Some people collect kids to get that tax money. Yeah.
Right. But here's the deal. A 9-to-5 job, right? You have to think about it. If this job only pays me this much, then that means I can't really live in this area that I would like to live. I can't have this big house I would like to have unless I'm not getting paid enough. I can't have this many kids because it's too expensive. If I have 10 kids have to go to college, right? 10 kids have to eat, right? So I have to take care of 10 kids. It's a very expensive thing that a 9-to-5 job will not give me the benefit of having. Now, will there be some 9-to-5 jobs that can pay for that? Of course, right? You have the upper echelon job, but I'm talking about very, middle class, whatever. Middle class job, 9-to-5 regular job. It's very difficult. But when you're an entrepreneur, you dictate your life. You customize your life based on the actions and what your business is. So you're taking a risk to attain a profit, or hopefully a big profit that can give you the lifestyle that you want. That's number one. That's why I would choose entrepreneur over 9-to-5. Number two, every day is different. You see life from a different angle. Why? With an entrepreneur, with a business, right? You meet a lot more people. You do a lot more different things. Every day is not the same. You hear a lot of people complain about, the same thing day in and day out. Well, what do you expect? You work a 9-to-5 job. What do you expect? Yeah, you might do different things here and there, but it's the same thing.
Cookie cutter.
Being an entrepreneur or having a business is going to give you life experience. It's going to give you things that you never would ever imagine you would see. So it's the life experience now, and it's the opportunity to live and dictate your life. That was 1 and 2. Number 3, to me, I don't know. To me, that's the top 2, man.
That's 2 right there. That's solid 2. You said control. You said boss. You said no bosses over you. You talked about a different day. Different days sound like it can lead into exciting life too. You can travel when you want to. You
security.
Get to
security. That's right. It. Security. Here's security. Here's why.
Right, security. Okay, now let me. Now, some people say job security. So, are you saying they have illusions?
Well,
those are not delusional.
Okay, you know what? I'll say this: they are delusional. You know why? You guys tell me. Do you guys know anybody who has got fired in the past 2 years?
Absolutely.
Or laid off?
Yeah. Do you?
You know somebody, right?
Yeah. It happens all the time, man.
Yeah.
Okay, all the time, right? You hear what Nami said? All the time. So if job is so secure, then why is it that so many people are getting laid off or getting fired? Based on one mistake, you can get fired. Look at 2008. Remember that time when it was so freaking crazy you can't even get a job? People were losing jobs, but jobs are so secure. How is it that people are losing jobs? There's no such thing as security in 9 to 5. You make one mistake. It doesn't matter about your what you've done in the past. Okay, it's all about present. Make one
what
mistake.
have you done for me lately?
Make one
what have you done for me lately?
You know, make one mistake in your job, you're gone. You're only as good as what you're providing to me today. So there's no such thing as security in job. But when you're an entrepreneur, when you own your business, even if your business fails, that doesn't mean it's over. That just means you got a great learning experience to learn from that experience and then grow from that experience and then attain what you want to attain with your goal by taking that experience and transcend it to your business. So what I'm trying to say is, yes, jobs, there's no security at all. Because tomorrow they can say, hey, guys, you know what? We made a business decision.
We lost money.
It's not based on what you guys have done in the job, but overall, the long-term goal for the company is to go to this level. You guys have cost us too much. We're going to cut you guys. Why? It happened to me when I worked at Huffman & Roche. It wasn't because of my activity or my dedication to my job. I love my job. But the CEO said, you know what, guys? We made a business decision, and we're going to lay off 700 people. And that's what the mindset of an entrepreneur kicked in. If I ever want to be in control of my life, I have to become an entrepreneur.
For you, that did it. I was like, boom, you know. And that's a question for another day. Like, you know, are entrepreneurs born or entrepreneurs made? Are you born an entrepreneur? Or
there's no such thing as being born. There's no such thing. Oh, yes, there's another conversation, but there's no such thing as being born. It's an experience that you have to go through. It's an experience. It's a choice. And it's an experience that you have to go to. So, again, what's available to you? People don't even know what's available to them until it's there, right? Like, for example, like I said, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is an investment. That means you're an entrepreneur, right? Taking a financial risk to attain a profit, hope of a profit. That means you're an entrepreneur. You're going to take a risk, right? So that means Bitcoin wasn't available to people. Actually, you know what? Bitcoin was available to people, but they didn't know about it like they know about it now because social media is crazy, right? Social media makes everything look great. So now people know about it.
The price went up and you know,
exactly, the price went up. That means everybody's saying, hey, I made this much, hey, I made this much. Whoa, you made this much? All right, let me jump in. It's available to me too. All right, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to take my risk. Now I'm an entrepreneur taking a risk. You know what I'm saying? It's basically what is available to them.
Yeah, that's but I agree in terms of taking a risk. Taking a risk is a big part of being an entrepreneur. But taking a risk on buying a Bitcoin, I don't say that makes you an entrepreneur. It means you may have the spirit in you.
It makes you a gambler.
Well, here's the thing. No, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
No, Harry,
definition, though. But I'm just going based on that definition.
Yeah, exactly. It's not what you're saying. It means you take some kind of risk. I hear, but now, would I say that's a business necessarily? Not necessarily, but it shows that you take some kind of risk. You probably have that kind of spirit in you. You possibly have that kind of spirit in you. But you have to take that risk, take profit, and take business, put it together, and I believe that's what makes you an entrepreneur.
I'll tell you what, okay? I have a little bit of a twisted definition to entrepreneurship, and I think, you know, things change definition all the time. That's why we have the Ebonics dictionary and stuff, right? So we could twist this and manipulate it as we want, right? I think, to me, entrepreneurship, the spirit of entrepreneurship for me is ownership. Okay, that means ownership in everything when it comes to I know wait, no, I'm not talking about ownership of the business per se, but I'm talking about ownership in responsibility. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah. I can hear you. Yeah. So I'm talking about ownership in responsibility, ownership in the direction of your life, ownership in the next moves you're going to make, right? Ownership even on your 9-to-5 job, ownership in that. By the way, that's not secured. I completely agree with that. Ownership in the direction of your life. That's what I take it as. Now, as far as risk taking, even risk taking can become a broader topic. You know, there's some people that gamble and they call it risk taking. I say, no, you're just gambling. That's 100% risk taking. That would be gambling. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just going to throw in the towel and just, you know, that's still risk. And that person can claim to be an entrepreneur, but I say, no, you're not. You're a gambler, right? So I'm tweaking the definition in that way. I know that also when you make mistakes in entrepreneurship, you learn as you move along, right? And you continue to tweak the direction of your entrepreneurship journey, because entrepreneurship is a journey. It's not a destination. Gamblers have a destination. I want to make 2,000% and be done. Entrepreneurship is a journey. You know what I mean? So there's all kind of different angles we can look at it like that. Now, I wanted to ask you guys from your this has been my life since 2006, okay? But let me ask you, do you think there's a downside to entrepreneurship at all?
That's a good question, and I think we're gonna get there gradually.
Yeah,
but
man.
I just want to say, yeah, I hear you, Harry. What's up?
No, it keeps freezing. I'm sorry. What was the question again?
He's asking what we're talking about all the pros, which is good. He's saying what are some of the cons of entrepreneurship?
Are you going first?
No, you go.
I mean, I'll just say before we get there, right? As far as entrepreneurship, the pros, to me, the main pro is freedom. And I think that sums up a lot of stuff you said too earlier. Freedom. If you want financial freedom, that's money at all times, whenever you want. You want the freedom in terms of control to do whatever you want, whenever you want. No one's telling you what to do, right? So those are some of the pros I see in just being an entrepreneur, period. Also, I think you even mentioned earlier about climbing the ladder. Climbing the ladder is good or no. It works sometimes, but there's also so many things that you find in the workplace. I'm sure you guys might see that too. Whether it's racism, whether it's politics, all kinds of BS and stupid obstacles that don't necessarily put the best people in the best position at the right time. You might end up promoting the wrong person multiple times. So all that kind of stuff. You don't have to even deal with that stuff when you're an entrepreneur. When you're an entrepreneur, your own man, your own effort is also what puts money in your pocket. And so apart from all that good stuff too, you learn a lot about yourself. As an entrepreneur, you learn a lot about yourself. You get to know the stuff you're made of. You get to know who is Harry. Who is Harry really? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What can I improve on? What can I continue to use? To attain my goals, my business. Because that way there's no if buts or maybe because you are the person who is driving your business. So if your business tanks or something happens, something goes wrong, you have no other person to blame but yourself. Nobody else.
If you fucked up, you get to take ownership in that too.
Exactly. You hold yourself accountable of anything that you do, right or wrong. So when you make money, shit, I'm the fucking man, right? You fuck up like, damn, I fucked up because guess what? You did that shit, and now you learn from that, and you go put it. So what else directly you fucked up or someone else fucks you up, right? You're gonna learn from it and put a system in place to make sure that next time that shit doesn't fucking happen again. And guess what? You keep getting strong. You keep getting stronger. You might find a hole somewhere. You fill that hole up because you had a loophole somewhere you didn't realize you had. You fill that up. Oh, you messed up somewhere. Oh, like damn, this is a bit of a weakness. You fill that up. You become a better person. You grow. So there are many reasons I feel like entrepreneurship trumps.
Well,
let me use that word. Could be better than there are many reasons I think entrepreneurship could be better than 9 to 5.
It really depends on a person's situation. Now that I think about it, because I think the question is it worth it? And the answer is yes. If I'm trying to answer your question, is it worth it? It's yes. But can everybody do it? Now that I think about it, it depends on somebody making a choice. But it depends on but it really depends on your situation, right? Because like,
Harry, you think about it before?
I know, right? He's like, let me change my mind.
No.
Wait.
No, because I'm piggybacking on what you're saying, right? It makes you think, it makes you learn about yourself and all these things, right? But here's the deal, like, entrepreneurship is only effective if you really have a goal, right? And if you're willing to make a sacrifice. Like you said, what's the con about entrepreneurship is the sacrifices that you have to make. Everybody's sacrifice is different, okay? My sacrifice could be, you know what, I have a family, but you know what? If I need to take care of my family one day the way I want to, I'm not gonna be able to see them for the next like 3, 4, 5 months out the year. Like I have to start sacrificing time. Now everybody's willing to do this sacrifice. That's why it's the only con will be to sacrifice those type of decisions. But other than that, and without a promised income, right? For example, that's the con. Now that's the con what I'm talking about. No promised income. Look at I you know about the book, right? Rich Dad Poor Dad, right? Robert Kiyosaki, right?
Mm-hmm.
The guy lived in a car when he was making it. Before he had established businesses, he was investing to the point where he was living in a car with his wife. Okay, didn't have any income. People tell him to get a job, but he said no. I believe in what I'm doing. So the only con is having to look at the people you love, look at yourself in the mirror, and say to yourself, man, I'm making this sacrifice with no promised income. That could mess some people up. Because if you fail, man, that's a con. The con is failing and not having a strong mindset to rebound. So that's just to answer that one question. Before we go to the next topic, Tuck, you said entrepreneurship is ownership,
Right.
right?
Right.
And the only reason why,
See, what I hear when I hear entrepreneurship is ownership. That's what I hear.
but to me, you have to break it down. You can't just say it's ownership because ownership is too broad, right? Because
You're
like a
absolutely
doctor
right.
or a financial guy.
You're right. That's why I said when you fucked up, you have to own it. When you did good, you get
No,
to own it. You get
but
to
think about
blame
it. But
for
think,
everything. That's what I meant. Actually, it's actually more of a like you said rightfully. Is really really on a broad term when I say ownership. It's really really at the very very broad level. It's just a sense of responsibility. You're the one that's accountable for everything, including the journey and the excitement that comes with it, including all the downsides to it.
okay.
It's just, and that can be very
Yeah.
exciting. And that's so if I maybe I threw it out of context a little bit, but it's essentially everything you guys have been saying so far. But again, I've had best of both worlds when it comes to, not both worlds, but I've had a full-blown, this is what I'm going to say last when it comes to entrepreneurship. If you think you're a Christian or Muslim, whatever you are, if you've never been an entrepreneur, you don't know what faith is. You just don't know. You don't know what faith is, because it will be tested, and you will be tested at levels that you cannot fathom, that you've never fathomed before. It will be tested. You don't know where you're going exactly. You have an idea. You know you're going on a journey, right? But you don't know where you're going. And that's why a lot of time I just have to chill and laugh, because the experience I've had is impossible. It's literally impossible to teach it. I can try, but it's very impossible to teach it. So your faith will be tested. You don't know what faith is. If you think I have faith because I got this miracle in church. No, 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 no. You don't know what faith. You have no idea. Your whole life is depending on this, the way you're thinking about it.
I'm happy. I'm happy you asked that question. I'm happy you brought that up because we'll talk about it here. People talk. I think you were even guilty about it once upon a time, too. You were guilty about this, but the thing is, a lot of us romanticize entrepreneurship, especially in this day and age. Oh, become entrepreneur. And it's a good thing. There are lots of positive aspects. Your income potential is limited. So many good things. I'm for it. We're all for it. But at the same time, it is not easy. Entrepreneurship is not easy. So don't think you're gonna get out there and it's gonna be some easy shit. You're gonna make money and boom, boom, boom. No, it is not easy. Which is why not everybody succeeds as an entrepreneur. Not many people even push through. They try it and they give up. So being an entrepreneur, I know it's romanticized a lot in this day and age because 9 to 5 is slavery, quote unquote. But at the same time, it's not an easy journey, and a lot of times it could also be a lonely journey. But,
Kidding me?
When you have to make a lot of sacrifices, but the rewards outweigh everything. The rewards outweigh everything. And even Harry, you mentioned something, and this is something I could actually now let me go back to the other thing of a pro of being an entrepreneur when it works out in your favor is you can actually have more time with your family and your friends. Versus sometimes if you have a high paying job, most high paying jobs require you to spend a lot of your time. So people working 9 to 5, they're making good money, but they don't have that much time with their family. Sometimes that's the case, but a lot of times that's the case. They don't have that time with their family because they're so busy. They're doing this, they're doing that, and the next. So just that's a little thing as far as the time sacrifice. Time sacrifice will actually be a big pro when it comes to entrepreneurship. Once your business is running the right way, you can have as much time and freedom as you want. It's all about freedom, man. Freedom is
just a quick comment again. I think everybody can be successful in entrepreneurship. I truly do. It's you only fail when you quit. Okay? You don't fail because your business didn't make this profit or what. You fail because you give up. That's when you fail. When you give up, then everything is done. But if you fail and you continue to go, you're already creating a different level of success. The success of will, the entrepreneur spirit, right? When things are happening, you're not pushing back, you're pushing forward. That's, to me, that's what truly entrepreneurship is. But focusing on the topic, right? So are you all saying that you're choosing entrepreneurship over 9 to 5? Because again, 9 to 5 could give you the lifestyle that you choose, right? If you say I want a basic life, I don't need to be famous. I don't need to make $1 million. I don't need to keep up with the Joneses. I just want to come home, pay bills, be able to have a, food.
I say, and I want to get the last word from you because we're running out of time now. I'll say this, okay? The whole idea of I want to live an average life, I want to be an entrepreneur, but I only need $100,000 a month. It's bullshit. Okay. You want to make all the money you want to make. You want every dime coming in because you just don't know when you're going to need the next dime. And it's true in entrepreneurship, especially, you need every penny coming in because the economy next year, that one penny can make the difference between you being in business next year or not. So you need everything coming in. The idea, because there's a lot, I want to say this because there's a lot of people coming to entrepreneurship, oh, 40 grand is okay, extra. No, don't do that. You might as well just stay on your 9 to 5 if all you want to make is 40 grand a year as an entrepreneur, as an extra side income, because it's not worth it. I just told you your faith is going to be tested. He just told you that, listen, it's not easy. You're going to be sacrificing time a little bit in the beginning, and a few times you will try to quit. If you don't quit, right? You're gonna try to quit, and you're gonna listen to what Ari just said. You're gonna be like, "Fuck that shit." And nigga said, "If I quit, I feel well. Fuck that, I feel then." Right? Somebody's gonna say that to themselves, and they will give up. But let's be clear about something. This thing is not. It's not cookie cutter, right? It's not predictable answers tomorrow. Because you showed up to work today doesn't mean everything's gonna flow the same way tomorrow. It may be different. Remember we said that earlier. It's a gift and the curse, right? Because it's exciting because you don't do the same thing every day, but then you have to be willing to solve problems every day, and you're gonna have employees that won't necessarily be problem solving. I mean, I mean, there's so many examples. Even you could hire the wrong person, and that could hit you real bad in the wrong place, because it's cost money to hire people, and it can cost you money. The mistake they're gonna make is gonna cost you money. It's a big deal, but I think it's worth it. But I want to get the last word. I think we're very clear here that we're all entrepreneurs. People that are following this channel, let's be clear, they're probably entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs who want entrepreneurs.
Or you want to be entrepreneurs.
Right, right. So
I like that word.
Not anymore.
So I think that will answer your question, Harry. I think we just get last word from Harry, unless you have something to say first, Nnamdi, before we get the last word from Harry.
It's all I have to say is being an entrepreneur has many, many benefits. All of us here are entrepreneurs in different respects, and that's what we're talking about this right now. The main thing is freedom. Once you have freedom, it's easy to be happy. Money can't buy you happiness, but money can make it very easy to be happy too. Okay, and when you have time, you have money. If you have time and you have money, which is what you get from entrepreneurship, if you do it right, you have financial freedom, and your limits are boundless. You can actually live. Because right now, you're trading in your time for your money. I know it's cliche, but that's what a lot of people are doing, to spend all the time and to get money back in return. So let me give you an example. As something I should have said at the beginning. I just love this right now, but there's nothing that's like a 9 to 5, first and foremost. There's no such thing that's a 9 to 5. If you have a 9 to 5, you probably wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, right? You probably get dressed, all that stuff. You get to work at 9, all right? And there's no 9 to 5. You're going to have an hour break. So you probably or 30-minute break, whatever it is. So you're probably going to get at 5:30 or 6. So really, the amount of time you're dedicated in a day for work is pretty much 7 to 6. You're working 11 hours a day. That's how much you're really working. And you probably maybe get home at 7. So you're almost working 12 hours a day. Now think about that for a freaking second. You're spending 60 hours a week. 60 freaking hours a week. That's what you're spending for work, and you're getting paid for 40 hours a week. So just put it in perspective real quick. So one thing I want to take from this video is there's no such thing as a 9 to 5. All right, you only work a freaking 7 to 6. That's what it is. There's no 9 to 5. That's like a business. It sounds like 9 to 5. It sounds pretty, but I want to make you clear to everybody that you don't work a 9 to 5. You're working a 7 to 6 or something similar. So whatever hours you think you put it in, and what you're getting paid in return is not the exact same thing. So look into entrepreneurship. If you have that spirit in you, look into it and see how you can leverage that to your own benefit. Because there's no such thing as a 9 to 5 in reality.
That's awesome.
Last word, Harry. You got something?
Well, last word. I'll keep it very simple. I'll keep it as short as I can. Very short. You touched on faith, right? And that's one thing that I learned, being an entrepreneur. But the message I want to convey to people is, think of it like this. You have to understand what you want your life to be about, right? If you were to die today, and let's say you had a relationship with God, whatever God you pray to. If your God says, hey, Nnamdi talks, your life, what did you do with your life? The life I gave you, what did you do? Well, I woke up every day, went to my job. I came home, paid the bills, and that was it. You know, how would that make you feel? You know what I'm saying? The reason why I recommend entrepreneurship because you're taking that risk to do what you really want in life, that whatever life is going to take you, whatever, you don't know, but you're taking that risk. There's no way that the day I die, I'm going to tell my Lord that all I did was go to work. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to say to yourself, I did it. I went for it. Even if it wasn't successful. Let's say everything didn't work out the way you thought, but you went for it. Versus being in a freaking rocking chair and saying to yourself, man, I wish I did that when I was this age. So the fact that you're on your journey now, I commend all entrepreneurs. Never quit. A lot of people quit before they get paid. They get so close to, they say, oh, man, I've been doing this for 2 years, 3 years. I haven't gotten paid yet. Yes, but you're learning. It took you 3 years to learn to where you are now. You know, there's a quote. It says, the brave don't live forever, but the cautious don't live at all. So think about it like this. What is your goal? And just go for it. Find what will get you to the goal the fastest. Stop riding this horse that everybody keeps showing you that 9 to 5 is the way to go. There's a jet that's on the freaking street. Get in it and just fly away, okay? Stop being afraid and just jump. Just jump. Who knows what's going to happen? But the fact that you jumped, you are going to experience something that nobody else is going to experience. Remove the negative. Everybody wants you to fail, okay? Everybody wants you to fail.
How would you succeed, though? How would you succeed?
Everybody wants you to fail. Yeah, no, I understand. But the thing is, the mindset is this. Everybody wants you to fail. Why? Because if you succeed, now they have to justify why they cannot stay on their couch anymore and just do the 9 to 5. They now have to figure out, they have to now say to themselves, man, now I got to do something, okay? People want you to fail because they don't want to justify themselves doing something other than going to the job. So the fact that you're on your journey, we all commend you. Continue to work at it and never quit. That's all.
All right, Harry, the main thing I take from what you just said is legacy. Especially what you're gonna say. That's pretty much, you know, when you die, right? That's part of being an entrepreneur. You could pass your business down to your family. If you work that 9 to 5 job all your life and you die, you're not gonna pass that shit down to your children. Maybe you pass that to 401k or whatever they have left change. But the big part I just took from what you said is legacy. When you have a business, when you're an entrepreneur, you leave behind a legacy. It's hard or almost impossible to do that if you're just working a 9 to 5 and get some bullshit, you know, retirement bullshit. So yeah, that's a good point.
You guys just sold me on entrepreneurship all over again. I'm feeling it right here, man.
You feel passionate?
I'm feeling it, yeah. If anyone is watching us and you're interested, you don't know where to start or anything like that, feel free. You can leave a comment below in the comment box below. You can also, if you don't want it to be public, you can send email to, I think it's therealmoneyroom@gmail.com, right? That's the email.
Realmoneyroom@gmail.com. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So send an email if you need to get started. You know, you're not sure where you want to get started. You're confused. You want to send an email in, get going, and then absolutely good one, guys. Good episode, guys.
Remember, guys, like, subscribe, follow us. You know, on our different social media. See, mine is right there. You have Tukes right there. Harry is still being a private guy for now, but you know, if you have something for us to throw on, we'll throw it on the video.
Wait, what? Ari is a private guy? What's that?
I said, look, he doesn't have any like social media handle to tag him in, right? So
he doesn't?
No, it doesn't.
You do, right?
I have a Facebook, but for business purposes, I have a private.
Oh, got you.
Yeah,
so we can't follow you. You don't want those people from the village to be following you, eh?
if they want to know more about me, they can just email the money room and ask for me. And then
there you go. If you want to learn any more about Harry, just hit us up. You know, therealmoneyroom@gmail.com, and we'll send you his contact information. But yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, share our video. You know, comment below, and you know, be engaged. You know, if you have any questions, let us know. We'll take it from there. Oh, one more thing. I think we said we're going to be answering questions after every show. I think we have this guy who's been asking us questions time after time. So let me see if we could answer his question real quick.
All right.
He asked us, I think, about for the Bitcoin, Bitcoin question, for the Bitcoin video. Let me pull that up. Bitcoin. It said, finally watch this. I still do not understand what drives the value of cryptocurrency. With the stock market, we know it is the companies. With the regular currency, we know it's the countries. What's behind cryptocurrency? All right, and you guys can chime in. This was my answer to him. So I said, hello, and what his name is. It's a good question. So cryptocurrencies are meant to be currencies. However, being that we are still in an inception phase, there's a lot of volatility, demand, and prices going through the roof. Demand and supply apply to cryptocurrencies as well as the stock market. Regular currencies, as well as we know them, are commodities in general. The stock market represents ownership of a company and traditionally should be correlated to the company's performance. Similarly, the purchasing power of a currency can be associated with a country's economy, because he was talking about, the economy of countries and their currencies and the stock market. He was trying to understand the whole crypto thing. Okay. With all that said, the values these values can deviate from the fundamentally due to demand and supply. So demand and supply could move the value of a currency or a commodity from what it really is. That's kind of what we talked about earlier. Just based on demand and supply. So if there's a lot of demand for a stock, it soars regardless of the company, right? And if there's a lot of demand for crypto is going to soar too. So the point I'm trying to tell him pretty much is that cryptocurrency is not necessarily being driven right now by what cryptocurrency is. It's being driven by demand and supply. So there's a lot of hype right now, and just the same way a country could regulate its currency, because through demand and supply they can control it. It's a company could also regulate a stock price of its stock, because they do like what they call big block orders, and they buy a whole bunch of shares to support the stock. They do that all the time, but people don't know. They buy under the stock value to keep the price high. So it's the same way cryptocurrency is demand that's pushing Bitcoin through the roof and everything through the roof and whatnot. But at the same time, as you've seen, Harry, and I think you've seen this, sometimes when you want to sell, they're not going to let you sell. And that's also the cryptocurrency's way of manipulating their currency and keeping it at a certain level. So there is a lot of demand. To answer his question, that's what's driving it. But now, in terms of the true value of fundamentally, what does a cryptocurrency represent? Can we truly say that the value of Bitcoin right now is based on the fact that, it's a currency and people could trade with it and can buy and sell stuff and not be traced? Is that really why the price is that high? No, it's not. To answer your question, that's not why it's so high. Right now, it's a lot of demand and, excitement behind it, and that's what's driving it.
Okay.
It could be a bubble. It might not be a bubble, but that's the answer to your question.
Harry.
I mean, I can't give you too great advice in terms of answer this question, but if you ask me what is cryptocurrency, it's just a form of an asset. That's exactly what it is, right? You buy a house, it goes up in value, it goes down in value based on what's going on with the supply and demand, right? So to me, it's another version of an asset. You buy a coin based on based on the amount of demand, based on the supply of the coin, and everybody wants it, it's gonna go up. So it's an asset that you can hold and hopefully it can give you the profit that you want. But to me, it's just an asset, just like a house.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, I my answer to it is also supply and demand, and I also always tell people cryptocurrency is really nothing new. The only thing that's new about it is decentralized. We're all spending money digitally. Most of the money you have is in the bank digitally, and you can spend it right now on the internet without touching it physically. So we're already doing that digital exchange of value already. The only difference is that my dollars can change value right now based on the Fed's or central bank's decision. Well, with Bitcoins, it can't. So if you really need to know the value behind cryptocurrency, first of all, understand the value behind currencies in general, and then deduct the value of the ability of the government not being able to touch it, touch the value or manipulate the value from a central bank somewhere. It's purely demand and supply and the exchange of values back and forth and back and forth. If you, to be frank with you, there's a lot of people, an average human being that does not know that even currencies are being traded. So if you had trouble with that, you probably will have trouble understanding that cryptocurrency. Why are people putting money in it? Because again, like you said, it's value behind the medium of exchange. So, and people trade that back and forth because of the demarcation of boundaries of country borders, right? But now it's going to be blockchain to blockchain, depending on how good the technology is. So it's somewhat closer and similar to a company now, all of a sudden, than it's been because of the country borders. You know what I mean? It's going to be about why is Litecoin better than Bitcoin, you know? And then people's belief in that is what you measure with the value, and demand and supply eventually consolidates, and you see that in the market. If it's bubble or not is frankly irrelevant. I think it's a bubble, but it's irrelevant because at the end of the day, demand and supply always play a role, you know?
Yeah, so right now, what's driving is just excitement. People are buying it, and that's why the price is going up. To answer your question, is that the true value of Bitcoin? Who
Right
knows?
now.
Who knows?
Well, right now, that's what it is. But that will consolidate with time, too.
Yeah, so as a matter of, is the price the value? Is price always equal to value? Not necessarily, right? The price might not actually be the value in terms of what it. It's the same way a stock could be overpriced, a currency could be overpriced. So
Yes.
Bitcoin could be overpriced right now for all we know, based on intrinsically what it's supposed to do, which is it should be a currency that's not traceable. Are you really going to pay that much for a currency that's not traceable? But now the flip side to it is, same way you have stock splits, right? A stock that's worth 200 could split to $100. Bitcoin will say, okay, fine. If you guys think we're overpriced, tomorrow we're gonna make our Bitcoin that's worth $20,000 right now. One Bitcoin is equal to $1. All that means that anybody who has 20,000 who has one Bitcoin right now will have $20,000. This doesn't change, right? But it's just a matter of changing the individual value of what you're gonna call a Bitcoin. So it's really fluff. It's really a lot of. It's a very new thing. But to answer your question directly, it is being driven by demand of people.
Just like
a security.
Just like most of your Gucci shoes, your Jimmy Choos, it's all fluff anyway. The brand names, right?
Yeah, this guy keeps mentioning Jimmy Choo. Like, Jimmy Choo, this is the third time. Yo,
I said Jimmy Choo earlier because I think I heard somebody say.
So how many do you own? I don't own any. How many do you own?
0.
I own 0.
0. But I'm sure there are people in the money room that own Jimmy Choo's though. So, all right, fellas, thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe, like, share, comment. Question: do you prefer 9 to 5 or entrepreneurship? Let me know your opinion below. Talk soon. Peace.
All right, guys. Peace.